Hello, everyone. This is Dan Gramza, and welcome to dangramza.com Market Studies for Wednesday, July 15th. Well, we had some positive news as we talked about in the advanced video. And here in this market, what we're seeing in the Russell is a market that did firm up on some positive news, but failed to hold on to it. The dollar difference here, that sell to buy level excuse me, is $700 a contract. What do we look for now? Look for an inside to sideways type movement in this market. If it's going to get stronger, it needs to do it in the European session. Right now, this implies a sideways move. When we think about the US dollar, well, here in the British pound, the US dollar got weaker and we see this market rallied against the dollar, but then it got weaker. This implies an inside type structure. I don't necessarily look for new highs here in the British pound. But when we take a look at what's happening with the Canadian dollar, strong move, strong close, Asia is still positive. You want to see that follow through in the Asia session. That's important because it can set up the right market conditions for the US session, and Europe can go sideways. But right now, this is at a critical level. So, do we look for follow through? Yes. Do we look for a really big move in the Canadian dollar? No. But we do look for positive movement in that market. In the bond market, the yield went down as prices went higher, but it didn't finish that way. So we see prices coming down because yields increased. That is not surprising with the current geopolitical environment that we have right now. So look for this is Asia. It's opened up a little bit weaker. Look for an inside type day, possibly lower. So right now it's telling us that the yield on this instrument is increasing. So let's see what's happening in crude oil. It is firming up. We are seeing buyers in this market. Not surprising with the current uncertainty that we have going on. Do we get dramatic move now on Wednesday to the upside? I do not look for that kind of behavior. We need to see something new that would create that, that would create anxiety in this market. Without that, look for a sideways move in that market. In the wheat market, it traded below its sell level. The dollar difference here, that's $1,100 a contract. And what do we look for here? This is an equal and opposite. It does imply follow through to the upside. Fundamentally, things aren't looking so good for the wheat market. We have weather conditions that are really dampening the outlook for this market. So we have a potential for a long term trend to the upside. So keep your eye on the wheat market. Well, those are my thoughts for today. Thank you for joining me. Look forward to being with you again. And as always, take care.